So before I even start this video, just know he slaps Goku, he slaps Saitama, he solos One Piece, he solos Naruto, destroys anybody in DC, and dog walks Marvel.
Nigga dick, bro, what is you doing?
My fault, bro. Anyway, let's continue. Giorno Giovanna lives in Italia, and one thing about Giorno, he's all about his money.
Get money, yeah.
He would do freaky ear tricks for gas money.
Absolutely disgusting, by the way.
Rizzing up the huzz and take all their money, then he bought a kid an ice cream with the money he stole. So like, is he good or evil? He ran off on the plugs after he saw the profits. Left that poor boy with his hand out begging like the people in school after you open up a pack of chewing gum.
Oh, you are so cute. I love you.
You see, Giorno isn't some regular 15-year-old. He's on a mission to conquer the mafia world. When he was little, he watched The Sopranos. That's what inspired him to become a mob boss. After moving to Italia with his mother, Haruno was renamed Giorno to reflect his new home. That's kinda harsh, bro. Damn, a whole new name? Unfortunately, his father was physically abusive, and to make things worse, he was getting bullied by the other kids. One day, he came across a man covered in blood. When a group of gangsters questioned Giorno about the man's location, he lied to them, and the man was able to survive because of it. After that day, the mobster Giorno dedicated his time to improving Giorno's life, the abusive home stopped,
Yeah, get the fuck away from me. Yes, nigga.
and his bullies left him alone. That was the first act of kindness shown towards him, and honestly, he fully deserves it. From then on, Giorno decided to dedicate his own life to organized crime. He vowed to join the mafia group Passione, rising through the ranks and topple its leadership, all for the sake of cleaning the streets of Italy himself. At the age of 15, Giorno's stand began to manifest. It's called Gold Experience. Giorno's biological father is Dio Brando, who conceived him using the body of Jonathan Joestar. Because of that, he's a Brando by name, but a Joestar by DNA. So, at 15, his Joestar genes finally kicked in, and it turned his hair blonde to resemble his father Dio. Our boy is now a stand user. He has the ability to create life. This means that he can create any object into living biological material like animals or plants. The life forms that Giorno creates have multiple different features. For starters, the creatures would always follow his command, acting out his orders without question. For example, he can create a venomous snake and order it to bite you.
My boyfriend was bitten. You get sick and you die.
You have a boyfriend?
I don't want
But that's not even the craziest part about his ability. Any physical harm that these creatures suffer will be automatically returned to the attacker. By smacking the dog out of Giorno's frog with a shovel, Luca managed to cave in his own skull. But that's not where his abilities end. If Giorno activates his stand on a being that's already alive, they enter a state of hyper-awareness, slowing down time from their perspective. Meanwhile, their body is completely frozen in shock, leaving them wide open for Giorno to strike. I've never seen a dude buff and nerf his opponents at the same time. He has another ability where he can create sections of a life form, a missing eye, a missing hand, even part of a torso can be created from stone or wood and reattached to himself or other people. My guy could have been the world's greatest doctor, but he's too busy running these streets. And finally, Giorno can use Gold Experience to sense the presence and strength of other life forms, detecting vitality in his nearby surroundings. In addition to that, he can sense the health bar of injured comrades. And if all this wasn't impressive and broken enough, Giorno becomes infinitely more powerful through the evolution of his stand, Golden Experience Requiem. When Gold Experience comes in contact with the stand arrow, which is the origin of stand abilities, it undergoes a transformation into something far more complex and powerful. Not only does he retain all the original abilities from Gold Experience, but also gains a new ability, Return to Zero. Return to Zero essentially nullifies any action or ill intent to harm Giorno. For example, if you were to shoot a ki blast at Giorno, it would get reverted back to a point before you even thought of shooting the ki blast. If you were to shoot him with a gun, his stand would simply return the bullets back into its chamber. This gives Giorno complete invulnerability to literally anything that could possibly harm him. Best part about his ability is that it is completely automatic. Golden Experience Requiem acts without Giorno's consciousness, so his own perception is not required for the ability to activate. Giorno has the deepest bag in JoJo's, which is why he has a vast history of insane feats. In base, we've seen him destroy 10 cars in a second, but that's just a mere fraction of his power. With the power of Golden Experience Requiem, he was able to move freely within Diavolo's erased time. Time there is non-existent, meaning the speed of his stand would have to be immeasurable. Then of course, Giorno was able to unwrite Diavolo's erased time and his attack. This means that he has fourth dimensional power. And finally, most impressive and definitely most brutal, Giorno landed a stand rush on Diavolo, which simultaneously killed him and returned his death to zero. How you interpret this feat is debatable. You could argue that Golden Experience exists beyond time, which he is shown to do, or that this is simply an extension of his ability. Either way, Giorno is beyond the limitations of linear time, and is completely invulnerable to all physical and spiritual attacks. In other words, he solos. But yeah, that's the video, y'all. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because we got way more bangers coming. Also, please hit that hype button if you have that feature available. But anyways, peace out.